Does he have a pager? We're talking about social media and he's got a pager. Hello, adventurer. Don't you hate jargon? I mean, hashtag and retweet and timelines and feeds and SEO, and I even lost all of them. Incoming tweets and tweets. I said tweets, right? It's like tweets and retweets and bears. Oh my. Like, it is crazy the amount of words. It's like they have their own language. But lucky for you, I speak nerd. To the whiteboard, Batman. Marker. Thank you. Now, at my last count, there was over 210 different kinds of social media accounts. That's insane, but we're gonna focus just on 3 of them. I'm gonna talk to you about Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook. So I'm gonna break it down into just a few simple concepts for you. On Instagram, it's called a follow. On Twitter, it's also called a follow. Now, on Facebook, you can follow a friend, or to essentially follow a business or a brand or an organization, you don't follow them, you actually like them, which can be a little confusing because you also like posts, but they decided to do it that way. But essentially it's the same thing. You follow a person, you like a brand, and then you are basically subscribing when you like them to all of their posts. Then if I go over to, you want to like something, on Instagram it's called a like, and on Facebook it's called a like, but on Twitter it's called favorite. But essentially it's the same thing. Now, if we keep moving down the terminology, right? Comment on Instagram, reply on Twitter, comment on Facebook. And then if we move to that last category, on Facebook, it's called a share. You can do the same thing on Twitter, but they just call it retweeting. And the thing with Instagram is that natively, they don't allow you to, right? There's no way that you can go through and share something. You only can like and you only can comment. Now, there's other apps that we'll tell you about later that you can do that, but natively they didn't put it in there because they sold their company to Facebook for $1 billion. Now, that's just to simplify it, right? So you don't need it simplified, right? You need a different way to think about it, right? Because that's where it's going to be the big difference, is that we don't think about it as technology, right? But we think about it as people. Because that's the problem with like all these words and a hashtag and timelines and all that, like that becomes about technology, and life isn't about technology, right? Life is about helping people. And so I'm going to show you what these words really actually mean, okay? So when I follow somebody, what it is that is just a handshake. That's just like saying hi, right? Like, so somebody the other day was like, should I follow this person? And I said, well, would you say hi to them in a grocery store? And they said, yeah. And I said, then why wouldn't you follow them? Then the next one of my favorites. See what I did there? Like, favorite, like. You know all that is? All that is that's a hug, right? That's a high five. That's just saying hi. That's just a hug. I think sometimes we overthink this. You know what? Be generous with that. Like, be generous with liking stuff, because all that is realize that somebody's going through and they have a post or they have something, and when you like that, you literally are just, you're encouraging them. You give them a pat on the back. All this is this is a conversation, right? This is just talking to people, right? And you talk about relationships. What's the biggest thing about relationships when people say that relationships get stronger or it gets weaker? It's because of lack of communication, right? And so all this is a conversation, right? Like, people fall in love over conversations. But leave comments. Take that extra second and just leave a thoughtful reply. That thoughtful reply, that thoughtful comment, that makes people's day. The last one that I'll talk about, that's the equivalent about making a recommendation, right? It's a word of mouth. It's an endorsement, right? So when you go through and share something, those are powerful word of mouth, right? A retweet, that's saying is, hey, this is something I think everybody would like. You're putting your stamp on that. So there you have it, right? It isn't just about simplifying it, right? Because I don't think it's about you understanding all the terms. It's about you understanding the idea behind it, right? That if these are relationships, that all of these platforms, they do the same thing. It's a way for you to reach out and say hi to people. It's a way to encourage and give somebody a hug and actually have conversations about things and go through and recommend some of the things to your friends. So if you thought that was incredible, wait till I teach you how to teleport. Bing, I'm here. So go out into this amazing new world and meet some new people, say hi, and then go out and give some hugs and high fives. In fact, I feel like I want to hug you right now. And then have some conversations because your adventure begins right now.